This day 947 Arukh HaShulchan Yomi. If you like sponsor come share or more of the Arukh HaShulchan Yomi, please kindly directly, very greatly appreciated. Today we're doing Siman Tov Reish 11 test, Gimel through Yud. If Rabbi said about Shulchan Chassid page Rashi, the two is Zel Shainim. This is about what you can put into the sukkah. I have a clear achila achar achila, stuff from which you ate after you ate from it. Kagon kaderos ukaros, such as pots and plates. Chutz sukkah should be outside sukkah. Amnora b'sukkah, the slight source, let's call it, should be in sukkah. Sukkah k'tar, if it's a small sukkah, mir chutz sukkah, leave it outside your sukkah. Now the custom is that there's emachnin sukkah of kodem achila. We don't bring pots into the sukkah even before we eat. But we don't take out plates even after we eat. Nevertheless, I said it's best to be careful to take out the plates and the empty, I assume it's like serving dishes from outside sukkah. If you did bring in the pots and pans and even a pottery, and a sukkah is not considered to be rendered puzzle as a result. Mr. Bura says somebody who has no vessel to eat and he has to eat from the pot per force, he's allowed to bring it into the sukkah. Chai Adam says, in the name of Rabbi Menach, that when the pots and pans in the sukkah should not make a bracha leishi b'sukkah. I don't know but it doesn't seem from Arukh HaShulchan that he paskins that way, but the Mishnah Berurah says it's appropriate to be machmir. Well, I guess take out the pots and they can make the bracha. The vessel which you draw water, and because the sukkah shouldn't bring it to the sukkah, I guess it's somehow considered to be like food preparation, opposed to food. Also, vessels in which you stockpile flour, and the mixing bowls and the vessels which contain spices, herbs and spices. Chutz sukkah should be outside the sukkah. So to the container which you leave a lot of salt. Which you then put into smaller salt shakers. You put a little bit of salt in the salt shaker to bring to the table. You shouldn't bring the large vessels to the table. You shouldn't put in a pottery can in the sukkah. That which is small sukkah, you're not supposed to put any can on the top. The simple reason being the sukkah should not go up in flames, which is admirable aim. There's no specific parameters, no specific shurim to what's considered to be a small sukkah for this purpose. So everything has to do with how you reckon your safety situation at the time. You should not do anything, make any degrading use of the sukkah. So it should not be degrading your eyes. Every night you should not urinate in a vessel in the sukkah. Also wash, it should be preferably outside the sukkah. In the morning, you should summon the mitasa, which is next to your bed. After washing the sukkah, take the vessel immediately after the sukkah. To also put your shoes in the sukkah is not considered to be derech eretz. Obviously, we're not wearing them. Only at night, you take off your shoes. You have to put them on the ground next to your bed. The other shoes left in the sukkah should not bring to the sukkah. The mitzvah, interesting. The mitzvah will to be stored in the sukkah. I did not know that. Lulav is standing in a vessel in water, supposed to be in the sukkah. Also, garments you should take off. They're not distinguished. Don't leave them in the sukkah. Your stick with which you walk, it's not a distinguished stick. Don't put them in the sukkah. Don't put it in the sukkah. Close to our jump to this. So anything which not leave out in your house, in its formal rooms. And you should not leave such thing in the sukkah. It's not possible to enumerate all the details. cryptic statement here. I in brackets. I tasik kandal she'ein b'chlal zeh tashmi shamita. So, because in other words, if a man and wife want to be intimate in a sukkah, that's permissible. Hey, ha'ochlim v'shosim yishenim b'sukkah kol shiva. Ochlim v'shosim yishenim b'sukkah kol shiva. You eat and you drink and you sleep in the sukkah all 7 days, both the day and the night. Even a nap, temporary sleep. Which it says that's the shear of that is the amount that it takes to walk 100 amos, which is not too long. But even if it's less than that, it's not even called a Shena Sarai. Not called even a temporary sleep. And it's possible that that's brought down in Simon Mendalad much earlier, obviously, but here it's possible it says Mishnah the same thing as the same pattern applies to Sukkah. Even though a snack, a temporary ad hoc eating is permitted, me was saying like alright, by sleeping there's no ad hoc sleeping. Chazal say ain't kval l'shena. There's no specific set times for sleep. Sometimes the person wants to sleep and he goes off a bit. For dialogue, for him that's enough. It's like for permanent sleep. But eating temporarily and drinking mutzar. It's permissible. So his man doesn't want to give water outside the sukkah. Shubach is praiseworthy. We don't say it looks like gaiva. Because you see the Tanoim, some of them did like that. Some people did this way, some people did that way, and people did it. It wasn't considered to be gaiva on their part. Conversion of Mishnah. So that's the person can follow his ratzon on this, what he wants to do. Don't say let's say somebody eats a snack outside sukkah that is not meticulous in mitzvahs. Also, don't say somebody doesn't eat outside the sukkah at all. Then it's gaiva. It's not arrogance. You can choose your perspective. What's considered a snack? Pas akabetza. Bread up to the size of kabetza, which is about 2 slices of bread. A betza v'chlau. And the size of betza is included in being a snack. Ram says a betza or a little bit more, a little bit less. The Mishnah Halacha says that more than a kabetza is considered to be kva. But the Rambam, I think, was consistent in all this. He understood that lo nitna Torah malach yeshares, and that obviously it's not possible to be precise. Has a similar thing where he writes about the Hanei Tzachama, that it's a span of about 20 minutes or so, because on a cloudy day it's very hard to be precise in the Lenian Basikin. The time and the reason that for this is Dachim Masha Umarsha. So these are the words saying Shomer Kitoim Bar Beirav Ayalkala. Now, which if a student eats and goes into the shir. But it's not a person not precise about this. A berach beitza, a little approximately an egg, or pachas or yosemat, or a little bit less, a little bit more. Because the Rambam Mutzah Ishto is all quoting from the Rambam. According to the Rambam. No, this is to explain the Rambam. Because the Rambam also writes, allowed to drink water and eat fruit outside the sukkah. Name mentioned wine, which in the Gemara lowest karak my bears doesn't only mentions water and fruit. He doesn't only bring something which is not mentioned in the Gemara itself. Zayin, Vatur Kasav, the Ramrud was machir even by fruit. The Peri lo by sukkah, he would say fruit does not require sukkah. Shard for him, but other things such as meat and cheese, tzrichim sukkah. Varam Kasav, they would have to have a sukkah. Varam Kasav, Mutzish does my eat fruit, drink water. Lechol Peretz eat fruit, chutz sukkah outside the sukkah. Machir shleish tefil Michael chutz sukkah. So his machir not drinking water outside the sukkah. Tavala bracha, may be blessed. Valdania Rabbi Rosh, to it says name his father Rosh. Because I feel him team along by the perig vina by sukkah. Even when I say that fruit and cheese require sukkah, it's somebody who's making eating them bekvius, meaning not on the fly, not on the run, but he's sitting himself down with preparation to eat that fruit or that cheese. Somebody's just eating them on a fly, so that's not required sukkah. She has here nami arahu. Drinking wine should also be considered impromptu. Miukeman to shane del rival lamb. I feel like a lamb. Since there's no doubt to be kovea on the fruit and the cheese, there's no way. Since there is, it's not the derech to be kovea in them. I'm sorry. I'm not sure what's going on here. Since it's not the derech to be kovea on the fruit and wine, I feel kovea sudas lamb and says kovea fruit on is suit on them. Lo chashikva, it's not going to be a keva. It's not going to be a suda, which is the type of suda which is formal and requires a sukkah. Lo adi that's right. It's not the past. It's no better than ad hoc eating of bread. Shein suda doesn't require a sukkah. But if you have a cooked dish which is made of one of the 5 grains, keva, somebody who's kovea suda, it's considered to be a keva. Considered to be a formal meal. Sukkah requires a sukkah akal shoro. End quote. With Varach beer and the tour obviously was very confusing, as we just saw. Christ's explanation. Ches veina kenhu. This is a way to understand it. The name of Mishnah b'sukkah sham lo is karak peri mayim. Only mentions in Mishnah fruit and water. But the low boy sukkah doesn't require sukkah. Lo is kasham chiluk mekevel arai. Doesn't mention anything about formal or informal. Remember Yuma, obviously I'm translating it right many different ways. Ad hoc, impromptu, snack, informal. They're all supposed to connote the same thing. Remember Yuma Shaka Tori Ashas, the Yuma the word discusses in Pere Bekvius Tar Sukim Lav, a fruit which you eat as a formally requires sukkah. Not Maskan the Rava, the conclusion of Rava is the ain't sukkah, it doesn't require sukkah. Baruch, Allah, they ask upon him the other Rebbe. The Rebbe said, Shachanu Tainim Banovim, we ate figs and we ate grapes, Achilas Arai, in an impromptu way. Chutz sukkah outside the sukkah, Achilas Arai, and Achilas in. Achilas Kvalo, which sounds like only if you're eating a snack of these things, you don't have to go to sukkah. You're eating a kva, your kva and payros, you do have to go to sukkah. So the answer is that they ate them like they were impromptu snack. Bekeva, yes, we eat them as a formal meal, but nevertheless, the very definition of eating fruit and drinking water is that it is an achilas aray. The two of the halach Rava, like Rava Dubaso, who's a late Amora, Amora the Talmuda Tuva, and the master of much of the Talmud. Acharam Rudberg Chashish Rav Zvid. But the Ram Rudberg is concerned from Rav Zvid's perspective. The Shatar Shem the local Rava, who explains that Gemara not like Rava, the day, in other words, that even Achilas Kwa Peros is also outside Sukkah. They also Lechol Peros Achilas Kwa can't have a formal eating of fruit outside the Sukkah. They parents love the Shita like Rava. Rabbi parents are because the Ram Rudberg says obviously looks like Rava. They ain't Sukkah Peros Sukkah. Fruit doesn't require Sukkah. Feel Ochlam because even eating them as a formal session. So became the Rama holds the same because of Gabe Pas Arai Kebetza. So he wrote by bread that informal eating is going to be up to a Betza, or by priest out by fruit it doesn't say any shear. Shmamidas comes out that I feel bekvius even if it's a formal eating of fruit ain't so sukkah base don't require sukkah by fruit. The aim was that savik cloud. There's no question about it. That's the law. Brackets. He says I am a chamash ain't so the rava the maskana. Personal the bezet. Evidently that as he passes like Rav Zvid, and the poskim were not concede about more at that point. Test on the basel gavina eating acheru, but that's all about fruit. Mean cheese is something else. The name Yuma Shamuchak the mini tarkima. It's clear that kinds of delicacies, if you eat them in a formal way, it's sort of sukkah. Because that creates a perikai, the duke. It only says it doesn't require sukkah where it's a creatus of fruit, but now it's a creatus of anything else. But Rosh B'sukkah, Sham Pirsh Mini Tagima. What are Mini Tagima? Mikre, these delicacies, Mikre Basa Bedogim. Chomatami. Meat and fish and considered to be delicacies. Shard Varim, along with any other thing, which we use as an accompaniment for bread. Okay, so meat and cheese, Shebahem Lafni is supposed to use accompaniment for bread. You welcome because to eat them in a formal way, Moda by parents, it's sort of sukkah. And parents could see the sukkah. Varosh, Zal Cholik Gamazem, Mitam Rosh, is this for another reason. Because the whether be the maran, but the goes machra fruit. Parents the machra basa is machra by meat and cheese. She did shlech mirak machilas kvak moshibianu. So I was only machra by a formal meal. The machilas arai, if it's just a snack, ain't shum savi, then so no that doesn't require sukkah. Came in mela, so therefore follows. Came in chitzlino ain't directly leim suga abasa regina below pass. You don't make me suga. Before people in America, but you don't know. It's not America. You don't come here suda on meat and cheese or cheese. The low pass without bread, meat mela. The tamid hey machilas arai. So the definition always considered to be snacks, and so they require sukkah. She says yain nami tamid derech arai. Drinking wine is also considered to be always a snack. V'lachem mutzah lishtos gam yain chutz sukkah. That's allowed to drink wine outside the sukkah. Bizmar kamoche. So the Gemara midar was there. Minhag, their pathways to be elu, to be koveh on these things, locate at slenu, not by us. So somebody else we need to sukkah. They b'minhag tagima and these delicacies kolagam ma'achol asim mechamesh in dagon also includes foodstuffs made from the 5 types of grain. K'masnisa k'nemucha mentosefta, I consider tosefta the brachos. The title was saying tosefta brachos. It says. The price of milk from many to as they brought you these delicacies. Mevarich barim me'amazonos to make a barim me'amazonos. In the black says Fanena Girsa barim mine kisonim. 2 types of pockets. But love chashuv keva somebody who's kaver just like it's kaver linyan amotzin miros amozon. So there's kaver linyan sukkah. It's like sukkah. Ava begvina bebosor, but by cheese and meat ain't directly for a lamb. It's not the derech to be kaver. And then fisa koines. Because anything besides bread, more than a kibetza, and food, or food, which is from the 5 types of grain. Besides that, anything, whether it's formal or informal. The status of a bread that should be kvius for sukkah is it's more than a kibetza. And the status of the 5 types of grain in a cooked dish. And so that doesn't have to do with the shear. It depends if it's eating it in an ad hoc way or a formal way. Shabur says kvius, but the definition of this is when you eat it with a group or you eat a significant amount. Sharatzion says, however, the Sharat Shuba is masha that anybody who sets himself out to eat, that in and of itself is not called, that in and of itself makes it considered kva. Doesn't have space. The main opinion of Magen Avraham is that by bread you have more than a little more than a beitza chayv and sukkah. But in terms of bracha, I guess you could still make a mazonos. No, I think that's what the Avraham probably makes to make the bracha Basukkah. Says probably saying that if it's a little more than Beitza, you have to sukkah, we don't make a Leisha Basukkah. Okay. Good. Rabbi saying about the Shulchan Aruch received the base. The author of Shulchan Aruch, Pascha Rosh Tour, the Pascha Rosh Tour, the 5 passes Tavshil besides bread and cooked dish, and 5 types of grain, And Kviyas Shum Dar is no such thing as Kviyas for anything. Aval, the Darash Yesh Meg Darash Pig was that there's some of them who question this. Yesh because those who say, "Is that rock bein or ben atzma?" That's only ate alone, solo. Aval, B'chaburi, to go with a group, the same like Mr. said before. Yesh Kviyas says there's a formal setting. L'shliya even for drinking. Maybe I'm bein sharmash whether it's wine or any other type of beverage. I have a labor clause and leishim suga. Can't make a leishim suga in this. If you mean again, Shem Baruch and Rakush Suda, according to maybe only make a bracha at the time when we eat a meal there. Mr. Bourbon out here. I'm not saying. We're not sure what he's saying. Yes, again, our maid is going to make a bracha at the time of the Suda. Kabasa green and shari dvarim, so to a meat and cheese and other things. Jewish says that it's property maker not to eat these things outside of sukkah, only if it's mikvius. And nevertheless, you shouldn't make a bracha. What bracha should you make? I guess leisha b'sukkah misafek. Or without a kviyas, you should not be machmir at all. I will prepare shemul hated by Gemara, but by fruit when it's explicit in the Gemara. Thank you, the separos. There's no such thing as a formal setting for fruit. But ain't so you don't require sukkah. Maybe we should be yechidus. Those who are meticulous even when they're eating solo. Shows that they're clear as long as you're eating and drinking as a set piece. Cause for the peros to mind. Anything besides the fruit and besides fruit and water. If you're sitting in a group, you certainly should be machmir. The can't ask like that because that's the mental inclination. Perhaps I'm saying by Yachid that he can start snacking. No chabur not in a group. Back and say yesh koshing gam beperos. Learning that came beduk. Okay, I'm not sure exactly what he's referring to. Okay, but we got to the end for today, so stop here.